Now from the home of the Dog Pound, EA Sports welcomes you to Huntington Bank Field here in downtown Cleveland, Ohio. Today we continue on with John Madden Thanksgiving celebration weekend, and we have got a good one in store, as it'll be the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Cleveland Browns. Here's the former Florida Gator, Eddie Pinheiro, to get us started. And off we go from Cleveland. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. They'll run it. Here's the rookie from Ohio State. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. This defense for the Niners, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape, because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
He's got his 6'5" receiver. That's Tim Patrick. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
Ready? Gravity Lions! Check smash. Ready?
On first down, here's Judkins. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down. The Browns have 3 and 8 on the year. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
First down. First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Hurt.
They'll stay on the ground with Judkins. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
Now Sanders. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
That ball caught Brandon Ayuk. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical. They've been crisp. And as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
Here's Sanders. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
Let's go. Ready?
On play action, here's Shedeur. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Interested to see what they dial up here. 3rd and goal with a lot of green between them and the end zone.
Drag him 60. Let's go.
Play action. It's Sanders. And that is incomplete.
You get a sense of what this game plan might be. They think they can take a few home run shots against this defense. They tried it there on the opening drive, but that ball's incomplete.
And his kick here is good. And the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead. Well, they started the drive backed up pretty deep, but a nice effort to overcome the field position, get into field goal range on the game's opening possession.
And, Brandon, I think from where they started, the initial thought was, can we get 1 or 2 first downs and help out our defense after we pump the ball away with field position? But as that drive went on, I think their sights got set a little bit higher. They were thinking touchdown, ended up settling in between and coming away with a field goal.
Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line, 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Good, sure hands there from a guy not accustomed to catching a whole lot of passes. But how about the way he was able to pull that one in and pick up good yardage?
Out of the gun, Purdy. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for Browns TD. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows to 10-0. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So that if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But when the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it and let's go with it.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Purdy. Going for Evans, but that pass is intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. Well, this defense is circling early. A pick-6 there, and they are off to the races here this first quarter.
Now, partner, when you get off to a first-quarter lead like this, it really frees you up defensively to take some chances, really apply some heat. And that was just a tremendous play to pick that ball off and bring it back for a score.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes our score 17-0. So an early advantage now and a good one. 17-0 our scores. They kick this one away. And he returns this to the 22. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and add their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
Shotgun now with Purdy. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. Look at the big fella go. Inside the 10. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. George Kittle with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Niners are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And that'll cut the lead to 17-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added on to their lead, but that was a drive that was so long it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game, but we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points, and we know that's not true.
Yeah.
Okay, after this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Ready.
Sanders. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete. That time he was looking for Jerry Jeudy. And it's 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
That one came up just a little bit short. I'm wondering, is he still a little bit tight as this game starts? What would you say? Maybe he's got to take the governor off of it?
Or maybe the donut off the baseball bat, like the guys
I like
in the on-deck circle?
I like that, yeah. Just take that little extra weight off of him and start to play freely.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
After one, 17-7 the score on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter as they are looking at a 2nd down and 6 coming up. Here's Purdy. Quick hitter here. It's complete. They'll give him 4 yards there. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3.
Well, it's time to give more credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And he is going to have a Niners 1st down. I do believe, yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
And the 49er first down. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Throwing here, Purdy. Connects with Kittle underneath. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 44-yard line. Purdy going to give it to Garindo. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. So from the 37, here's 2nd and 3.
37-yard line. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Now Purdy. Connects with Kittle underneath. And Kittle going to have a 49ers 1st down as he'll get this down to the 30-yard line.
49er first down. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Back to throw, Purdy. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
So it looks like they stopped some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
Now a 2nd and 10. Purdy will set up to throw it here. Connects with Kittle underneath. They'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Purdy now to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. No move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. Once more, Purdy looking to throw. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. Here's Garindo on 1st down. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Purdy looking to throw. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Here now, 3rd and a yard. Again, running left now, Garindo. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
Again, it's Garindo. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. His 9th score on the ground this year and 13th overall. And the 49ers are back within a score.
Sometimes you get a first and goal and you're back near the 7, 8, 9-yard line, and you start thinking, maybe we'll run it here on first down to get half of what we need, so maybe we can have 2 or 3 shots at going for it from closer range. So this is a bonus right here. What a great run to work his way into the end zone.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Here we go. Viking 18, 19, Charger, 19, Charger. Ready?
To throw is Sanders. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
On fourth down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. On the return is Kirk. That one in the books as a 64-yard punt. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Purdy from the gun. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
That's pulled in at the 32. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Cleveland offense ready to go. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Ready, check.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Throwing, Sanders. He'll swing this out to Jenkins. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
60 Eagle, 60 Eagle.
On the zone read, this is Jenkins. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Well, now hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. 2nd down and 6 now.
Come on, go.
To throw now, here's Sanders. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Third and 19.
Here we go. Ready?
Off the play fake. Here's Sanders. Well, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. 39 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
At their own 17-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. A slim deficit here in a 1-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3 and take some momentum into the locker room. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it, or maybe change what they do on offense.
And that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. To throw again on 2nd down. Purdy. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Looking to throw. Purdy. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That's taken on the 25. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Browns drive about to get started. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. I tell you what, that's a veteran play from a guy in his first season in the NFL. A lot of rookies are trying to force something there. He thought better of it, and that was the right decision.
Ready?
Sanders to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. And he spikes it to stop the clock, and now if they choose, they'll have a chance at maybe a long field goal try here just before the break. Second and 10.
Let's go. Ready,
A final shot before break. Sanders. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. The 49ers going to have the football and trailing on the scoreboard as we get back underway on EA Sports. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Down the right sideline. He may go. Touchdown, Flares. Isaac Guerrero hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the 49ers come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And that gives them a 3-point lead.
Piñeiro sets it to go.
Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Will this offense They've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth, almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side, trying to match each other.
Okay, ready?
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
Back to throw. Sanders setting up a screen for Jenkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Rookie quarterback, rookie running back. They team up there to pick up the first.
Well, they certainly had their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
That's complete out left to Ayuk. Will go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Second and 4 at the Niners' 40-yard line.
Cowboy 80. 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. Go.
Now Sanders. Pass incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Back to throw again. Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. And the Niners are going to get it back here just past the 35. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. 98 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. From the 42-yard line, here's the 2nd and 4. Purdy going to get it to Pearsall on the RPO. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Now the first carry for Darrington Evans. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
They'll try the middle with Gurindo. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard on the play. And it's 3rd down.
On 3rd down, it's Gurindo. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
On 1st and 10, it's Charbonnet. And he stopped immediately there. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground. Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
Get set, get set. Watch out.
And they'll run on third down with Charbonnet. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's fourth down. Looking to throw. Purdy. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Browns drive about to get started.
And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
Here's Sanders. This is intercepted. Picked off by Devin Witherspoon. And the 49ers are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line.
He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
On first down, they'll start out with Evans. There he goes left side. Inside the 10. Touchdown, 49ers. Darrington Evans, his first touchdown on the year. And the 49ers will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
17.
Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. And it's a pretty good return here as they get this up to the 29. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Brings up second and
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Operating from the gun, Sanders. He's going to look deep down the field. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this third quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Browns with a deficit. They're trailing, but with the football here to start the fourth. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first and 10. Play action. It's Sanders. Rush coming, and he's taken down. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack.
Cowboy 80.
Back to throw. Sanders. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter, and find their way open.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I'll tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to be a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll go. Here's Sanders. Pass caught by Phantom. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Jenkins is into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long, because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense, because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Extra point right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Second down and 8. Handoff here, Guerendo. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
And this is the worry, because sometimes you get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up, and you're staring at an important 3rd down.
On 3rd down, it's Evans. And that'll hurt the average a bit, as this time they're able to get him behind the line. 4th down now after a loss of 2. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he's on to kick it away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
17-yard line. 18. 70 Timberwolves. 60 Bobcats.
Looking to throw. Sanders. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down.
Let's go.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Let's go. Cowboy 80. Viking 18. Ready.
A give up the middle. Judkins. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. But just a gigantic play here, both sides. This is 3rd and inches. They'll try and run here with Judkins. Now he breaks free in the middle of the field. And he's going to be forced out of bounds inside the 5-yard line.
So what a run. And now, you know, they probably started this drive thinking, hey, field goal range, tie it up. Now you might be thinking touchdown.
I think the offensive coordinator has probably switched his attention on his play sheet. Remember, he started out, as you said, field goal.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Not the first and goal play they drew up. Multiple defenders in to bring him down to the ground. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure.
Jerry Jeudy, 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Browns have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. Those are the types of plays in these moments they were hoping for from this young rookie, able to put him up here in the fourth quarter.
How about the kid? You just mentioned it, the fourth quarter. This is when you have to make those winning plays. That's what he just did. Doesn't ensure anything, but he certainly gave his team a heck of a chance, didn't he?
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. They'll begin on the ground with Evans. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough and run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. Ronnie Hickman with a pick. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
Intercepted. The Browns take over 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. An inside run with Judkins. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And he will have the Browns first down. It has been a struggle, but it's looking like that'll be the one to seal a victory.
hiking, 18.
First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. That was an excellent come-from-behind victory, Charles, especially there in the fourth quarter. Both offense and defense were clicking. They're going to feel good about this one.
Boy, are they ever, because the deficit they faced certainly wasn't small. They obviously did not give up on that one, and in the end, how about that come-from-behind victory? They'll cherish this one for a while.
So for the Browns, the playoffs may be out of reach, but the win gets them to 4-8 on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, it's a rare misstep as they'll drop to 11-2 on the year. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
Everything litty, I love when it's hot. Turned to the city, I broke out the knot. Got some more millies, I keep me a knot. I created history, it made me a lot. He tried to diss me and it don't false. We call them Chaucer cause they gonna chop. Took her out of filers cause of hot. I run it like Nike, we got it on lock. Cardiac eye. I'm the boss man in a suit with no tie. I can't be, I gotta stay.